I'm alive. Okay. We're going to do the usual wax on, wax off. Okay, I had to do it. I don't know why. Don't ask me. I can't explain my brain. So today I'm talking about how amazing it is that we get to create our own life. It's pretty sweet. I mean, overall, yes, but in your creative endeavors, mostly. I was just thinking, so I'm going tomorrow night. I'm flying to the Big Island, which is only like a half an hour flight from Maui, which is where I live. And I am going to this songwriting festival tomorrow. Hey, Debbie, welcome. So I'm going to a songwriting festival tomorrow. And I'm really excited because I get to be in music career mode. Like, not that I am not all the time anyway, but I get to be like fully in it, because usually what I'm thinking is like, oh, I'm on this path, I'm going to get there eventually. But like starting tomorrow, Thursday, actually is when the festival starts. I get to be like in it, like currently in this moment. I am a musician, and I am a professional musician, and I am a songwriter, and I am openly pitching songs to people, which is really cool and exciting. Songs that I've sung, that I've recorded myself in this little room, that I've written with other people who are all on the same path of like, I'm sick of not doing the thing anymore. You know, so if you are feeling like that, if you're feeling I'm sick of not doing the thing anymore, I've always wondered what it would be like to be a singer, to go and sing in front of people, to record my own music, to just explore how it would feel to be on the other side of this wall. And by wall, I mean just like, yes, there's industry walls that get put up, but mostly I mean the wall inside of you. The wall that's like, who are you to take that step? The wall that, I don't know, it feels like you're trying to get into this castle and the guards are standing on the top of the turret and looking down at you going, you're going to be in danger if you try and go any further. We're going to shoot you with all of our arrows if you go any further. And that's really, I mean, in reality, it's just luck, right? If you just keep doing the thing you want to do and you keep taking that action and you keep knocking on doors, the door will open. It's not like this heavily guarded castle that we all think about it as. And we think in our minds, our ego starts to think, our gremlin starts to think, if you knock on that door, you're going to get shot. If you knock on that door, people are going to try and squash you back down to where you came from. At least that's how mine feels anyway, like, which is why I've been putting this off for so long. So like I've had one song out since April that I think is quality and ready to pitch, but I have not done what I need to be doing in order to get it out there and into the ears of other people, into the ears of the people who are making decisions in the TV and film industry, which is what I'm going for. It's called sync licensing, in case you're curious or interested. And so when I decided I was going to do this a couple of years ago, I took a course around how to do this properly and how to make sure your songs are quality enough. And so now, 2 years later, I'm finally like, okay, I took everything I learned. I'm here. I'm ready. I'm ready to do the thing. And I'm standing on the other side of this big ass moat. And I'm like, now I have to cross the moat. And now I have to do the thing. So if you're feeling like singing in front of people is the same thing for you, it feels like, okay, I've been, watching some videos, like you've been here in my world, watching my workshops, you're doing the work, you're putting the time in, you're doing the warm-ups, you're building the muscle, and you're still like, okay, why don't I still feel ready? I've been doing the actual technical work. Why do I still feel like it's a very big moat that I have to cross? And I I feel like it's very dangerous. And the reason is, well, there's a couple of reasons, but number one is that it's a new thing for you. Like, of course, you're going to be a little bit nervous crossing this bridge that you maybe have never crossed before, whether it's everybody's at a different level, like whether it's singing in front of anybody for the first time, or whether it's going to do an open mic in front of a lot of people, or whether it's actually putting yourself out there and auditioning for something, for a band or for a show or something, or in my case, pitching your songs to people in the industry. It makes sense because it's something your body has never encountered before. And so if it feels like more than a little nervous, if it feels like you literally can't take one more step forward, it's because of the nervous system. And if it's the nervous system that is either frozen or excuse me, it's in a place where it doesn't feel safe to move forward, So it's that feeling, that dysregulation, that is not allowing you to take that next step. And the great part about that is, I know it sounds like a big hurdle and an extra wall before the wall, but the great part is that you get to control this wall. You get to dive in and you get to decide, okay, how do I make myself feel safe in this moment? How do I take the steps to number one, regulate my nervous system so that I feel safe, so that I can feel a little more fluid and I can take baby steps and not force myself to hustle, every single day, every moment, because that's also not good for your nervous system. It really makes a difference when you take that into account, when you take your life experience, your trauma into account, when you take all of this into account and you're like, okay, I understand and I accept why I'm not able to take this next step forward. Not giving up, you're not resigning yourself to not being able to do anything. That's not the acceptance I'm talking about. I've done other lives about the difference between those two acceptance feelings. But in this acceptance, you're like, okay, I know where I am. And from this place, I'm going to stand strong. I'm going to ground myself. I'm going to make sure I feel safe. And then I'm going to be able to see the exact distance from here to where I want to go. Instead of in your dysregulated state, you look at where you want to go and you're like, oh, holy shit, that's too far. I can't possibly walk that far because I feel like crap right now. So of course, you're not going to be able to take a step forward in that state because you're just overwhelmed and you can't put one more piece of energy out there, So if this feels like you, comment below, give me like a blue heart or something if this feels like something that you are dealing with. Because if you are, then you're my people and you're in the right place, because I feel ya, and I've been working through this stuff too. I've been exploring and doing so much work on myself the last 10 years, both with a therapist and just on my own. But that's like the big life stuff. I'm talking about how this applies to your singing and your actual voice and your physical mechanism, as well as the machine that runs that, which is very important. And so it can feel like a whole different thing than your life stuff sometimes, because singing is extra vulnerable. It's putting your soul out there. It's expanding yourself beyond what you thought you could do comfortably. And so it's taking a step outside of your comfort zone. And so sometimes your body can take that as, oh, we are out of our safety zone. And those are two very different walls. So what I want you to do is just pay attention to when your body is telling you, I'm outside my safety zone here. And instead, I want you to come back inside that safety zone and come back inside the comfort zone to soothe yourself so you feel grounded, so you come at this baby step from a really safe, regulated, foundational place. And so then when you take the baby step out of your comfort zone, you're not going all the way to safety zone line. You're just doing the thing that you know is going to be a slight risk, but you're coming at it from a grounded, safe place, from a knowing yourself place. And so then you can take that step and you can stand in it for a second and be like, okay, I just did the thing. I just sang in front of somebody. I just did an open mic. I'm very nervous, but I am just going to sit here and I'm going to do it and I'm going to see what happens. because you have that foundational place to start from. And so then you can get through that little baby step and then afterwards go, I'm alive. I'm here. I didn't die. Oh my goodness. I did a thing. I did an open mic. And so then you come back home and let a couple days go by and then you start thinking, that was kind of fun. That was actually really exciting. I kind of want to do another one. And so then the big step that you just took feels like a littler step. It feels like less outside your comfort zone because you did it and you didn't die. So you're giving your body and your nervous system more and more evidence that you are alive and you did the thing that you wanted to do. So there's a big difference between go all the time and take trauma-informed nervous system safe steps forward as a singer, especially as a creative person, especially as a singer, because we're literally putting our soul outside of our body. And so no wonder it's going to be scary. No wonder your body's going to, want to hold yourself back from that. Your ego is going to be like, whoa, what are you doing? We are not prepared for that. But when you come at it from this knowledgeable place, from this place of, oh yeah, I've done all the technical work. I've done my scales. I've gotten my muscles where they need to be. I know how it feels to feel the freedom when I'm by myself. You can bring this mind-body connection piece into it, and you can start taking these steps outside your comfort zone, knowing that it's possible, knowing and telling your body in every moment that we are safe, that I can do it. And so then you'll start to see over time, actually probably faster than you would without all this mind-body connection stuff, you'll start to see over 5 or 6 months maybe that you can do the thing. So that's why I've had students who came to me barely feeling confident in their speaking voice and who are now singing whole songs, recording whole songs, and singing for people they never even considered they would sing in front of anyone ever. They barely even sing by themselves. So it's pretty mind-blowing what this work can do when you're doing both sides of yourself at the same time. When you're taking care of your technical machine, the science part of it, and the spiritual, mental, emotional, nervous system part of it at the same time. If you're curious about how to regulate your nervous system as a performer, go follow Muscle Music. I talk about her all the time. Ruby Rose, she's amazing. She has this incredible way of talking about things, and she has a whole app called Muscle Music app that has many places to learn about the nervous system and how it works. And she also does workouts a couple times a week and then co-regulations a couple times a week. So highly recommend her. She's awesome. And then the other part of this whole conversation around creating your life is how are you going to get to this amazing place? How are you going to take all these baby steps in the middle from where you are to where you want to go if you don't take the first step? So I guess I'm kind of working backwards. You have to take the first step. You have to say the first yes. You have to, the first time your gremlin comes up and you're finally able to say, we're not doing that today. I am not listening to you right now. The first time you're able to do that, your whole life will change because of what I was just talking about. Once you're able to do that once and you didn't die, then your nervous system is like, oh, okay. So the next time I try and do that, next time I try and derail my gremlin's thought process, the next time I try and do something a little outside of my comfort zone and that voice starts to come in, who do you think you are, blah, 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 you're not enough, you got to do more. Then you can start to be like, nope, I'm not going that direction right now. We are not doing that. We are not taking my life in that direction because I've been doing it for many decades and I'm done. Yeah. So you can start doing that more easily because you're in a place to really rely on yourself because you have so far started giving yourself evidence that you can take steps outside your comfort zone, even the little baby steps, and then you didn't die. So for you, that looks like doing a little recording on your own. You don't have to show anybody even. Just get GarageBand on your phone and record something. If that's your step outside your comfort zone, great. If you can get in a grounded place and then do that. And then if your next step is to show somebody that recording, cool. Get in a grounded place. Make sure you are telling your body and your mind that you are safe. And then from that place, take that next little baby step. Because the first step, the first time you're able to do that, that is the biggest evidence that your body needs, that you are able to make changes. You don't have to be stuck listening to that gremlin voice for your whole life. You don't have to. It's choice. And it's a choice whether to take care of your nervous system so you feel like you can do that or not. If you're like, I never feel like I can make those choices, I never feel like I can take a risk, you need to look at your nervous system and see what is going on in your environment, what is going on in your mind that is telling your nervous system that you are in danger so often. Go follow Muscle Music. I think she will steer you in the right path if that's you. Once you start to look at your nervous system and you discover, oh, okay, so my default is fight or flight or freeze or whatever your default is. So like mine is usually fight. It depends on the day. Sometimes I'm too tired to do that. And so I'll go back into freeze mode or fawn or whatever I'm feeling like the most safe places for me is what my nervous system chooses. And so when I look at what my nervous system chooses, I can see that something is getting to me. And so then I can start to make different choices. So like whether it's the people I hang out with, the people I choose to listen to their opinion makes a huge difference on what happens in here and what happens in your mind and what happens in your body, and what happens in your nervous system, and how that affects how you sing. So it's really important to just be aware of what your body's doing, be aware of what your nervous system is doing so that you can make changes both in your environment and also how you deal with these situations. So if you find yourself coming out of a very triggering situation and your nervous system is dysregulated, motorcycles always get me, you can come back to this place. So you can start to create practices for yourself. Like, okay, I'm going to step out of this room for 5 minutes. I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm going to splash water on my face. I'm going to drink some water. I'm going to sit and I'm going to breathe. However you need to get back into that state of safety, back inside your safety zone line. And then if that room that you just were is where you need to be, is a healthy next step for you, then you can come back into it in a grounded place. But if it's not the place you need to be, if you know going back in there is not going to be good for you or your nervous system, see what you can do to get out of that path, right? If that's the path, see if you can start choosing a different path, even for a little bit at a time. So, highly recommend looking at this and doing both sides of this work at the same time. So if you are a singer in any capacity, if you want to be a singer, if you want to grow, if you want to start singing in front of people, if you want to sing in front of more people, if you want to start recording bigger and better songs, if you want to start singing in front of bigger and bigger audiences, this is the work you need to be doing. Otherwise, it's going to hit you 10 years down the road and you're going to be like, ooh, something's not good. I've been over singing. This is not great. Or you're going to have a burnout in here. You're going to be like, I can't put myself out there like this anymore because my nervous system can't handle any more stimulus, any more attacking, because you haven't been watching where you're being attacked and how to change that. You have not been taking responsibility for your own nervous system in the places you put it in. You know what I mean? So like, based on your history, you can't change what your nervous system's default is. But the thing you can change is from now and forever, what situations you put your nervous system in, what you say yes to, which is what I started this whole live with. So like when you say yes to things that you're able to hang through from a grounded place, from a place where you're not living in gremlin world, you're much better off and you're much more likely to be able to make sustainable change for yourself as a singer, both mechanically and mindset wise. So if you want sustainable change, if you want singing to be something that you can do more and more easily and just continue that growth trajectory for the rest of your life, you're in the right place. I highly recommend it because that's what I've been doing with my voice. I was not in a place to pitch my songs a couple years ago. Like, I started singing when I was in my 20s, and I was so terrified to even audition for an ensemble role in a community theater musical. I was just not there. I just was not ready. I was shaking from head to toe. My first time on stage, my digestive system was all torn up on the inside. It was a lot. I was going through a lot because I was training my nervous system that I wanted to be a singer and put myself out there more often, but I wasn't really listening to my nervous system very well. So throughout all these years of doing theater and doing shows of my own music, which is a whole different ballgame for your nervous system, weirdly enough, and your brain and your vocal cords and all that, you put so much more pressure on yourself when you're doing your own songs. When you see yourself doing little bit by little bit more, and you're going, okay, this is great, but I'm not going to obsess over it in one direction because I know that leads to burnout. And I'm also going to take care of my nervous system so I don't hide before I even get there. That's why I created the whole aspiring singer type. I'll post them again, I think, later this week. But there's 4 different types of singer that I have discovered. They're perfectionists, like me, the ones that go for fight. They try and oversing and overfix and over manipulate their voice. There are apathetic, the ones who just give up before they even try. They're just like, meh, I'm just never going to be a good singer. I don't think it's going to come out the right way, so they just stop. The perpetual student who sings something and they're like, was that okay? What should I do? They always wait to hear what their mentor or their boss has to say. So they're relying on other people's intuition instead of their own. And then the 4th type is somebody who can be finally powerful in where they are because they've accepted where they are. So the powerfully potent singer is what I call it, because they're in this place to finally trust themselves. And they're not always trying to fight where they are. They're not trying to be better than where they are. They're not trying to be a different level than where they are. They're not trying to be a different person than who they are. They're accepting of themselves where they are, and they're allowing themselves to take little baby steps out of their comfort zone. So that's the most important thing I think a person who is a singer can do. If you're here, I have a way to help you with that. If you're not sure what next steps to take, if you're not sure what you need, both technically, physically, and mentally, spiritually, this is why I created my program called Vocal Magic. And you're in luck because the doors are open right now. So you may have heard me talk about it before. If you're just discovering me, you can go look at my previous posts this week. But it's a cool thing that I'm creating. I'm really proud of it, I have to say. So it's a hybrid group program. And it is 6 months long. And yes, you will sing in front of other people, but it's a very teeny, intimate little container of 6 people max. So I want you to be able to feel safe within that container so that it can be like a little cocoon for you to start practicing singing in front of others, working on your technique, working on your mindset within this little cocoon, so that at the end of the 6 months, you can branch out into the world and feel like you got this because you did it. You did a lot of things within this group during the 6 months. And 6 months has proven to be a perfect amount of time to really start to change your own identity of yourself as a singer. So as you start to feel more breakthroughs, as you start to expand what you feel is possible in your range, as you start to expand what you feel is possible when you're singing without as much strain as you used to, if you're feeling things come out of your mouth that you never heard yourself sing before, that's the really exciting thing, because you're still in a little cocoon container within the Vocal Magic cohort, and you can start to give your nervous system evidence that you can do it. I can do that. I can do that. I can sing that note. I can sing that run. Okay, cool. Thank you guys for creating this safe space for me. So then at the end of the 6 months, you can go out and do your thing, knowing, having so much evidence, like evidence upon evidence, that you did the thing you wanted to do without dying, right? And you sang in front of people for 6 months and you felt better and better as you went along. And so this is why this program is amazing, because you not only get private lessons with me once a month, but you get group lessons every week. And then you also get my warm-up tracks, and you get videos on the side. You get guest speaker coming in and giving you extra info. But the great part is, in the group sessions, you get not only your own feedback, so you get to sing a little bit for me, call it hot seats. You can sing a little bit for me, I'll give you back feedback, but then you're hearing everybody else sing and you hear their feedback too. And so you get all of this feedback osmosising into yourself. And it's really exponential growth. Like, I honestly can say that if my vocal magic students had stayed doing private sessions with me, they would not be where they are today. Like, far and away, I believe that with my whole heart, because of their cohort members, because it was a group, because they're in this group with other people who get it, who understand what you're going through, who are feeling the same struggles, who are dealing with the same gremlin voices. It helps so much to have other people relate to you, as well as support you and lift you up and motivate you and create a reason to sing and practice every day. It's accountability purely at its finest. So that's why I love this program, because you not only get feedback for you in your voice, you get feedback from other people, and it's really cool. So if you have an inkling of joining the program, if you have an inkling of working with me, now is the time. The doors close to book a call with me on Sunday. So you can go in anytime from now until Sunday at the link in my bio. You might have to schedule a call for next week, but that's totally fine. As long as you book before Sunday, you're golden. So go do that right now. If you have any inkling, it's no pressure, no need to sign up. If you book a call, that's not what it's all about. The call is just so we can see if we're a good fit, and so I can see if you're a good fit for the Vocal Magic program. So if you have any other questions, I'm here. Just let me know, DM me. I'm going to be on the Big Island for almost a week, but I'll be on my phone the whole time. I'm going to a festival and networking, so I'm here. I'm ready for all of your questions about the program. And if we have to have a call next week, then I will see you next week, but I'm excited to chat with you about it. When you go and book your call, make sure and click, there's a call guide that you can download that it gives you all the nitty-gritty details about the program and what we do and the timeline of it all. So I'm excited to chat with you this week, and I will see you very soon.